Hello everybody. Little video today talking about the Akai MPK88. Why? Because I just got one. I picked one up yesterday off of the used internet, or the local used internet. I was thinking maybe the nickel ads would be a good way to describe it. Any case, there's a bunch of places to look online for things, right? I frequent Craigslist, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor. Those are all the shop local, find something used. I also check out like reverb.com, and I browse through eBay now and then sometimes too. All places I look for used gear because I typically don't have funds to go out and purchase something new. Or I could get something new, but I feel like I could get a better deal when I find something used. So, today, I am showing you all the Akai MPK88. Let's go with this. Here we go. Hold on. There we are. Let's have a look. Okay, here she is. Right between my desk and the percussion station. And I am just super stoked how she fits in. Also, the stand that the keyboard is on, I feel like just gives me tons of space underneath, as opposed to, you know, one of those X stands, which would just end up taking up more space. So key factors in here. We got, you know, your normal pitch bend, modulation wheel. We have controls for the drum pads, and we also have an arpeggiator and a latch, which is super nice. Both of those are handy depending on what you're playing. The pads, I've been told, or I guess more appropriately, I should say, I read online that the pads are not as sensitive as they could be. And I've seen at least one video on how to modify said pads, which maybe someday I'll do that. If I do, I'll be sure to share a video. But also, there's a cool little feature called full level. You push that, and then every pad will send a Midi CC of 127. That's the highest Midi value. That basically means you're hitting the drums, hitting the pads as hard as you possibly can. Now, you might think that would give a pretty poor signal to the computer, because then all your drums are just going to sound the same volume every time, but I'll show you a little tool I have to fix that. Then we got our transport controls, our play, stop, fast forward, record, all that. That's going to sync up with Logic as I use it. Also a tap tempo, which is going to be fun. And then we have faders, knobs, and buttons, which are all very exciting. I have not gotten it synced up with Logic yet. Sometime I will, and then I'll start messing around with stuff, and that will probably be cause for more videos. Some things to note about this keyboard, this controller. I read that the keys are a little bit stiff, and yeah, I think they are a little bit stiff. They're fully weighted, which is nice. And they're just a little stiff probably, but I am not a professional piano player, nor do I play hours a day. I want something that I can make music on, and it feels pretty nice. I think I might get tired of it if I was playing it a lot, but I don't see myself getting to that point. So this feels good to me for the amount of times that I play it, and that's pretty exciting. I also read that the keyboard's a little noisy. I don't know if we'll be able to hear it at all, but there's kind of a rattle that comes from some of those buttons as you push on the keys, but I'm not too concerned because when I'm playing the keyboard, I'm sending the MIDI signals. I'm not sending any actual audio, so I'm not picking up the rattle. You know, sometimes I might play the keyboard and have a microphone for me to record my vocals at the same time. But usually if I'm trying to do like a professional recording, then that is mitigated with the initial track just being a scratch track, and then I'll overdub it. I made a little video yesterday that uses the keyboard, kind of a little dry run test, which I'm very excited about. I'll link it up for you later at the end of the video. In that case, I did just do a single take, playing the keyboard, singing into the microphone, and I think it came out good. I didn't hear any of the rattling, and even if there was some, it would have gotten buried pretty deep in the mix, and I don't think you'd hear it. So for what I'm doing, I think it's a steal of a deal, and I'm real excited about it. I was debating a bit between the doing an 88 key or a 61 key, and I knew, okay, if I get an 88, I want it to be fully weighted because, you know, I grew up doing some piano stuff, and it's nice to have something that's fully weighted, and it just feels good. 61 key, I thought maybe that's more practical. I don't know. I was just having a hard time thinking about it. I figured out that I only wanted something for my studio. I have no intention of gigging with this. I've never actually taken a MIDI controller to a gig, so it doesn't seem like that's likely to happen anytime soon. So I was comfortable with whatever weight it would be because I'm not going to be transporting it. And so then I asked a couple buddies what they thought. Guys that I'm in a band with, stumptownlumberjack.com. We're in a band called Lumberjack. And so I asked them, what do you guys think? 61, 88, and they both gave just a phenomenal response, which was essentially, if you have 88 keys, you can always play fewer than 88 keys. You'll notice that in the little music video I made. I do not use all 88 keys. But then they said, but with 61 keys, you can only ever use 61. You'll never be able to use more than that. Thought, you know, that's a fair point. When it all came down to it, the price ended up being fairly similar for an 88 key or a 61 based on what I wanted and what I was seeing out there. And I had enough finances to get the 88, just a little over $300. Other Akai MPK88s were there was only one other in my area, and it was like selling for $500. So I feel like I got a good deal on it. Other places I was looking online, I was seeing similar prices, like around 500, maybe a little more. It's a good keyboard controller. I really like it so far. And it suits my needs. Sometimes it can be hard to narrow down what it is that we need out of an instrument, and you know, we can want it to do everything. And in this case, I was able to narrow down a few things and then go, okay, well, 88 keys, weighted, and the pads and the faders and all of that, I didn't necessarily need it, but it's kind of fun to have. And it's something that I'll probably learn to use more as time goes on. And when I do that, I will make awesome videos for you and show you what it is cool that I am doing. Only the cool parts though. If there's boring stuff, not going to show you. Okay, so one thing real quick. Let's see. On my screen, you can see where on the drums are selected. I'm hitting a pad right now. I'm going to select the full level so we get the 127 value. I'm going to hit record, and I'm just going to hit some kicks real quick. Okay, that's good enough. Sorry you couldn't actually see me playing the pad. Yeah, I didn't get that recorded for you. No worries. It doesn't bother me. Maybe you were like, oh, that's the only reason I watched this video. I wanted to see him play the pads. Sorry. Didn't mean to offend you like that. Okay, so I'm going to go into the editor for the drum. Normally it pops up on piano roll. Oh, I got to get out of here. There we go. So we have the notes, how long they're hit for. But if I go to the step editor, that shows me the value that each hit has. And all of them are maxed out at 127. So a really cool piece is that I can just click and drag where I want this, and it changes all the values of my drum hits. And so then I can get a more natural sound, because if you're worried about that static, like every drum hit sounds exactly the same. Now, this is pretty easy, and I can go over a bunch of hits really quick and vary it. And then in different sections of the song, you know, the first section maybe needs to be quieter than the others. Second section's a little louder. And we can make things done pretty easily. So I don't know if that's gonna make me happy or not. I have another drum pad. Maybe I'll get rid of my other drum pad if I like this one enough. We'll see. Oh, I was gonna do a few rolls and things. Let's see if I can get this recorded. Here's a little snare roll. Let's see how it goes. There you go. That's my simple little drum stuff. All in all, I am super stoked about this, and I think it's going to suit my tiny studio really well. This thing is real sturdy, feels nice. Yeah, a little noisy, a little heavy on the press, but all in all, it's good. I'm stoked about it. As I learn to use it more, I will make more videos for you. It's likely that I would have a little music video where I'm using part of it, and then maybe at the end of the video I'll explain like, oh, so this is the cool thing I was doing. I'm so excited, and all that. I think I'm going to link up a couple videos to this. Hopefully you'll see those. If you want to subscribe and see all the things I'm doing, that'd be super cool. Love to have you around. If you see a piece of gear in my studio, or really anything in my studio, and you want to know more about it, drop me a comment and I'll probably post a little video about it. I want to get around and talk about everything. So it was super fun. Thanks for joining me, Tiny Studio 92. Appreciate you being here. Bye, everybody.